Hello, this is Chris, and I am back once again with a brand new Star Wars trailer reaction video. Today, I'm going to be giving my reaction to Solo, a Star Wars Story official trailer. This is technically the second official trailer that we've had released for this thing. I've released a couple of other reaction videos for Solo, a Star Wars Story. You can check those out in the description down below. There was one that was a teaser for the teaser trailer, and then the first official trailer that came out, the teaser trailer for that. Where do I begin with this film? Where does anyone begin with this film, essentially? So, in my previous reaction video, I talked a bit about the pre-production of this thing and how troubled the entire production seems to be. The fact that we really haven't been hearing that much. It's been really late since we've got a trailer for this thing. And I mean, this film comes out in a month's time, and there seems to be no hype, there seems to be no one talking about it. And even me, who's a Star Wars fan, every time the name's brought up, Solo, a Star Wars Story, I just keep forgetting that it's even a thing and it's even coming out. The hype seems to be very low on this one, and I don't know how much of that is for the fact that The Last Jedi was very divisive. I know a lot of people that really didn't like that film. The fatigue's really starting to set in with Star Wars. The fact that it's only been half a year since we've had another Star Wars movie. Or the fact that really this is a story that doesn't need to be told. This is, of course, going to be an origin story for Han Solo. It's going to show how he became the character that we saw in A New Hope. And I've gone on record saying before that I really don't think that this story is necessary. I think you get all the key information you need from that character within his first opening sentence, the first opening scene of his character from Star Wars A New Hope. And Harrison Ford kind of is Han Solo. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to step into those shoes. Even more for Alden Ehrenreich, who there's been rumours, you know, that they had to bring an acting coach in for his performance to really sort of like nail it and guide his performance in the right direction. So who knows? Essentially the whole production's been screwed over, but we'll talk more about that after I've watched the trailer. We're going to get onto the trailer now. We're going to give it a watch. We're going to talk much more about it afterwards, and we'll see what's new in this thing. I really want this movie to surprise me. I want it to win me over because my expectations are so low for it. No pun intended, I just realised what I said. I want this to be enjoyable. If it's on the same level as Rogue One or thereabouts, I think I'll have fun with this one. So I'm going to click play now.
You're after something. Is it revenge? Money? Or is it something else? You look good. A little rough around the edges, but good.
She's just playing Daenerys Stormborn again.
Big shot gangster putting together crew.
I'm a driver, and I'm a flyer. I waited a long time for a shot like this. What do you think? Well, what do you know?
You got a line on a ship?
Yeah, I know a guy. He's the best smuggler around.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true. Everything you've heard about me is true.
L3!
Let go of the mean man's face.
Who are these guys?
Lando looks good.
Come with us. You're in this life for good.
You might want to buckle up, baby.
It's like Paulie from Rocky IV, that he like wants to fuck the robot.
Let me give you some advice. Assume everyone will betray you, and you will never be disappointed.
I got a really good feeling about this.
Oh, really?
Since when do you know how to fly?
190 years old? You look great. Push it.
No, it should be punch it, not push it. Oh, we got lightsaber, like shurikens now as well. Spoiler alert, Chewie survives. Oh god, what did they do to the main theme? Oh god, okay, right. Lot to talk about in this one, and actually I might end up watching this a second time. I know I said that for the first trailer and I never got round to it. I might do it for this one. It looks okay. I don't know what more I can say. It looks very average. It's going to be average Star Wars outing. The real question is, though, Will I like this more than The Last Jedi? Because The Last Jedi, I kind of went easy on it when I first saw it, and in my initial review for it, I thought it was okay. Having watched that a few more times afterwards, that film's come crashing down for me. It really, really has. So if this movie ends up being better than that or more enjoyable, then I'm fine with that. If this is actually good, then I think I'm just going to stick with the Star Wars spin-off movies, because I loved Rogue One. If this is good, and then I think Kenobi is like the next one that's been confirmed, I think I'm just going to stick with those movies because they seem to be okay with those. I'm still not won over by Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo, and I don't think that that's going to be a thing that's going to change from now before the movie to the time that I sit down in that theatre and watch the movie itself. I mean, Harrison Ford's played the character since 1977, right? And, I mean, even with him playing Han Solo in The Force Awakens, him as Han Solo is still very much fresh in my mind. That is the character to me. And this feels very young Indiana Jones Chronicles, kind of, with Alden Ehrenreich playing him here. That being said, he could win me over, but from what I've seen from the trailers, and I think I made this comparison before in my previous reaction video, is that he feels a lot like Chris Pine's take on James T. Kirk from the recent Star Trek reboots. That same sort of sensibility, that same sort of attitude and line delivery, like, it feels very much in the same light as Star Trek, the recent Star Trek films. Other things that I noticed in this trailer that I really like, Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian looks great. We only get a few lines from him in this one, but we haven't had any lines of dialogue from him in previous trailers. He is going to be by far, I think, my favourite thing in this movie. The jokes in this trailer, though, just didn't hit with me. It seemed very sort of easy humour, like not even chuckle-worthy. Like they're intending to be jokes or intended to be comedic moments, and they're just not. And the real question is, how much has been reshot? Because it seems to me like pretty much the entire movie has been reshot by Ron Howard. The original two directors, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, were sort of unceremoniously fired from the project due to creative differences. I think their take on the film and their take on directing was that they much favour improvisation and just sort of keeping the cameras rolling and just letting the actors, you know, bounce off each other and see what they get out of it. They probably have like a rough guideline on the script, but just sort of let the actors get on with it. And I think I've heard rumours that a lot of the actors were struggling with that, especially people that aren't in that line of comedy. Like, I think that direction works for things like 21 Jump Street, which they've directed, or maybe the Lego Movie if you want to get some fun lines here and there. But for Star Wars, I think that Kathleen Kennedy and everyone on the writing department, Lawrence Kasdan, wanted to keep it streamlined and like dead set to the script. It's just a different way of working. But if that's the case, then why hire Phil Lord and Chris Miller in the first place? More to the point, why let them almost complete principal photography and then fire them after that? It just seems like the entire production's been an utter shambles. And I don't know if this is going to be a case like Justice League, where they've just had to piecemeal and Frankenstein's monster a movie together. Hopefully one day this will prove a very interesting documentary, but it seems like Disney are doubling down on the bad publicity now, and we're never going to get like a clear, candid shot of what actually happened on the production of this thing when the DVD and Blu-ray rolls around. Other things that I noticed, that weird sort of like Kylo Ren mask thing, it just looks like they're reusing some of the costumes from Black Panther. It looks like they've just like sort of raided the wardrobe cabinet of everything that's lying around the Disney studio, like took the Kylo Ren mask from previous Star Wars movies, took some of the costumes from Wakanda and sort of like mashed it all together and went, boom, there you go, there's a new Star Wars character for you. I noticed a shot where Chewbacca's hugging another Wookiee. Now, I think they're going to go into like the whole backstory into this one with how Han met Chewie for the first time, and I think they're going with a similar storyline as to what's in the old expanded universe, where I think the Empire is enslaving Wookiees. They've got some kind of slave trade going with them, and Han Solo frees them. The Wookiee did kind of look female though, and I just got instant flashbacks to the Star Wars holiday special with Chewbacca's wife Marla, so it'd be really funny if they do include Marla and sort of like tip their hat to the holiday special, or maybe it's just going to be a completely random Wookiee. I really don't know. What else did I notice in this thing? You've kind of got like another cantina bar style thing going on with the whole casino thing, where it looks like he's gonna play with Lando in the card game. Whether that's going to be where he wins the Falcon in that scene, or whether it's just going to be an introductory scene to Lando, it's all speculation at this point. In terms of the actual structure of it though, in terms of like, oh, I'm putting together a crew, we need to assemble a team, it does kind of look like Rogue One in that sense. You've got sort of like the new fun robot that might be the new K2SO. You've got, you know, everyone with like a different skill set. In Rogue One, you had Baze Malbus with the big gun. You had Chirrut Imwe, who was like the Force sensitive guy, who was sort of like the ninja guy, could get them out of a situation, could sense the Force. You had K2SO, who could like hack into things. Cassian was like the rogue, and then you had Jyn Erso, who was the main character whose story you're going on. This one kind of looks like it's going to do the same thing. You're going to have the mentor figure with Woody Harrelson. You've got the robot there. You've got a few other people in the background too that are going to be part of the crew. And Emilia Clarke, everyone's favourite Emilia Clarke. She's not my favourite. I've said many times before on the channel that I really dislike Emilia Clarke. Sure, she's a lovely woman in person. In terms of her acting, though, she's always one note. She's always the same. Every character she plays is identical. You could take these lines from this trailer, put them over Game of Thrones, and it wouldn't be any different. So I don't really get attached to any of her characters or anything like that. I've got a sneaking feeling, though, that she's going to betray them in this film. She's going to pretend to be on their side, and then by the end she's either going to be working for the Empire, her own agenda, or something like that. We also get our glimpse into what could possibly be the villain of this film. I'm not really sure because they don't make a big deal out of him. The guy with the scars on his face, and he's got some sort of like lightsaber shuriken. Because, you know, Disney need to sell those toys, and they need to think of a different way of coming up with a new lightsaber. We've done the single lightsaber, we've done the double lightsaber, we've done the Kylo Ren lightsaber. You've got to move on to like the accessories now, so the little shuriken's where it's at now. Other than that, I really don't have much else to say on this, in all honesty. Still very hesitant on Alden Ehrenreich's performance. I really dislike Emilia Clarke. Looking forward to seeing Woody Harrelson's performance and Donald Glover's performance. Other than that, it just looks a very standard, average movie. It's going to tide some people over who are really into Star Wars, but for me, I am definitely feeling the fatigue now. I kind of want Star Wars to go away for about 3 to 4 years and then come back, because Disney are milking it for all it's worth, and I think the well of worth is drying up at this point for me, which is a very sad thing to say. So that'll do it for my reaction video to Solo, A Star Wars Story official trailer 2. Be sure to comment, subscribe, and let me know what you thought of this movie. Am I just being miserable? Is this trailer actually great? Are you looking forward to it? Anything Star Wars or Han Solo related, please do drop me a comment. In terms of what we've got coming up on the channel, this month is kind of exclusively going to be a Marvel month. George is doing a brilliant series at the minute called 18 Days of Marvel, where for the next 18 days he is going through every single MCU film in the lead up to our big review at the end of the month, which is going to be Avengers Infinity War. That's going to be huge. Can't wait for that movie to come out. But if you are a Star Wars fan and you want some more Star Wars content, be sure to stick around our channel for the month of May, where we'll be bringing you another Star Wars month. We'll be really upping the Star Wars content. We're going to have a lot of fun news shows, fun discussion videos in the lead up to Solo, A Star Wars Story. And if you're a movie fan in general, we have reviews of all the latest movies as they come out each week. This week we'll have a review on Rampage, which is the latest big blockbuster action movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That looks a lot of fun. So there's a whole lot of stuff coming to the channel. Please hit the subscribe button, the bell icon, share, spread the word, all that good stuff. And until the next video, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.